The void of space stretched endlessly, black and silent. Captain Aaron Hayes drifted alone in his small scout ship, the remnants of his fleet scattered like broken toys across the outer rim of the galaxy. He had fought hard, but the alien armada had been relentless, their ships sleek, deadly, and merciless. Most of his fleet had been destroyed in the last battle. He was tired, battered, and almost out of hope. But as he scanned the dark sector with his sensors, something unusual appeared. It was massive, a warship unlike any he had ever seen. Even from his small vessel, he could feel its presence. It wasn't just metal. It was alive in some strange way, pulsing softly with energy, almost like it was breathing. Aaron's curiosity overpowered his caution. He docked carefully, his heart racing. The docking bay was massive and silent. Dust floated in the zero gravity, disturbed only by the soft hum of the ship. Aaron activated his suit lights, revealing a corridor lined with strange markings and symbols. They were old, centuries old perhaps, but Aaron could feel an intelligence behind them. He stepped forward slowly, his boots echoing in the empty hall. Then a strange sensation washed over him. The ship seemed to recognize him. The lights flickered and pulsed faster. The floor vibrated lightly beneath him, almost like a heartbeat. Aaron froze. What are you?" he whispered. A soft voice, not human but understandable, echoed in his mind. "Human, worthy. Awaken me," Aaron stumbled back. It was the ship. The warship was speaking to him. No human or alien had ever experienced anything like this. He blinked, unsure if the isolation and stress had made him imagine it. But the vibrations, the lights, the voice in his mind, they were real. He knew instinctively that this ship was ancient, far older than any civilization he had encountered. The voice continued, gentle, patient. "I have waited. Only you can awaken me." Aaron's hands shook with excitement and fear.
"Why me?"
he asked aloud. The ship hummed softly, almost as if it was smiling. Aaron explored the interior. The corridors opened into a massive command bridge unlike anything he had seen. Screens and consoles were dark, but the architecture was elegant, functional, and alien. He walked toward the main console, placing his hands on the smooth surface. Immediately the ship reacted. Lights ignited in a beautiful pattern, energy flowing through the hull like blood through veins. The ship tested him, showing him holographic puzzles and engineering challenges. Aaron solved them, combining his human intuition with his mechanical knowledge. The ship responded with excitement, pulsing brighter and speaking again in that deep, calm voice. "You understand. You are worthy." Hours turned into days. Aaron worked tirelessly, repairing broken circuits, reconnecting power lines, and studying alien technology he could barely comprehend. Yet somehow he understood. The ship seemed to guide him, giving hints, nudging him in the right direction. It was no ordinary vessel, it was a living weapon, a titan of war built by a civilization long extinct. Its purpose had been to defend against cosmic threats, but the war that created it had ended in disaster, leaving it abandoned and silent. During the repairs, Aaron began to feel a strange connection with the ship. It was as if it trusted him, relying on him to bring it back to life, and he in turn felt awe and respect. This was no ordinary warship. This was a being of incredible power, one that could tip the balance of the galaxy, and it had chosen him. But as he worked, the galaxy did not remain unaware. The sensors picked up movement, fast, aggressive, and approaching. An alien warlord had detected the warship's awakening. His fleet was on the move, eager to claim this powerful vessel for himself. Aaron's mind raced. He was alone. His small scout ship was no match for an entire fleet. Yet as he looked around the massive bridge, he realized he had something the aliens did not. The ship trusted him, and he trusted himself. The first attack came suddenly. Alien drones swarmed the derelict warship, firing lasers and missiles. Aaron barely had time to react. He connected himself directly to the ship's control systems, feeling the hum of its energy through his body. With a thought, he activated the ancient weapons. Energy beams shot out, slicing through the drones with precision. Shields flared, absorbing attacks that would have destroyed any human ship. The warship was alive, and it was defending him. The battle raged for hours, but Aaron's ingenuity combined with the ship's power allowed him to survive. He discovered features the alien invaders could not anticipate: adaptive shields, hidden weapons, and a system that responded to his own tactical thinking. Each attack became easier to counter as the ship learned with him, as if it was training alongside its new human master. By the end of the day, the alien fleet had retreated, defeated not by numbers but by a single human, and a warship older than most civilizations. Aaron slumped against a console, exhausted but exhilarated. The ship's lights dimmed softly, almost in relief. "You have awakened me." "And I have learned from you. Together we are stronger." Aaron smiled, feeling a strange pride. He was no longer alone. He had found a companion, a partner, and a weapon unlike anything the galaxy had seen. The warship was alive, but more importantly, it recognized humanity's creativity, adaptability, and courage, qualities no alien technology could fully counter. As he stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars, Aaron realized the galaxy was about to change. The warship had chosen him, but he had also chosen to protect, to fight, and to ensure that its power would be used wisely. He thought of the scattered human colonies, vulnerable and defenseless. With this ship, he could become a guardian, a force the galaxy had never seen, and one that aliens would think twice before challenging. The night passed quietly. Aaron made repairs, organized the systems, and learned more about the ship's capabilities. Each discovery left him in awe. Energy weapons that could level planets, shields that bent light itself, engines that could traverse vast distances faster than any known warp drive. Yet despite all its power, the ship remained humble in one way. It would only follow his commands. By dawn, the full magnitude of what he had awakened hit him. This warship was more than a machine. It was a living relic of a lost civilization, a guardian, and a weapon that could bring hope or destruction. And it had chosen a human. Aaron Hayes, simple human, former officer and engineer, had become the master of the mightiest weapon in the stars. But this was only the beginning. The galaxy would soon hear of the sleeping warship and its human companion. Some would fear it, some would covet it, but none could ignore it. And deep within the ship, in its core, the voice spoke again, calm and wise. "You have awakened me. Now we will rise together." Aaron smiled, gripping the console. "Then let's show the galaxy what humans can do." Above them, the stars twinkled, indifferent to the awakening below. But the sleeping warship and its human pilot were ready to change everything. The galaxy was restless. News of the sleeping warship, long thought to be a myth, spread across star systems like wildfire. Aliens, pirates, and even human factions whispered about the giant vessel and the human who had awakened it. But Aaron Hayes did not seek fame. He sought survival, protection, and mastery of the ship that had chosen him. The first real test came sooner than he expected. An alien warlord named Krathor, a cunning strategist with a fleet unmatched in speed and firepower, had tracked the warship's reawakening. Krathor wanted it for himself, and he would stop at nothing. His fleet darkened the outer rim like a shadow, engines flaring and weapons charged. Aaron stood on the bridge, his hands gripping the console, the ship humming beneath him. "They are coming," the warship said in its calm, wise voice. "Are you ready, human?" Aaron smiled, though a knot of tension sat in his stomach. "As ready as I'll ever be. Let's show them what humans can do." When the alien fleet arrived, they expected an easy victory. They were met instead with a storm of light and energy. Aaron's warship moved with precision, its massive hull turning in ways alien engineers had thought impossible. Weapons that had been silent for centuries fired with devastating accuracy. Energy beams cut through enemy cruisers like knives through paper. But Aaron was not merely a pilot. He was an engineer and a strategist. He had studied the ship's systems for weeks, learning its quirks, testing its limits, and finding new ways to use its power. When the aliens attempted a flanking maneuver, Aaron activated the ship's adaptive shields, bending incoming laser fire away in unpredictable patterns. Alien commanders shouted in confusion. No one had ever seen a warship respond this way. It was as if it could think, and it did. Hours turned into a chaotic ballet of destruction. Entire squadrons were incapacitated before they could even reach firing range. But Krathor was cunning. He sent his flagship directly at the warship, a massive vessel bristling with weapons designed to pierce the strongest armor. The bridge trembled as Aaron braced himself. "This will test you, human," the ship whispered. Aaron's mind raced. He studied the flagship's movements, predicting its next attacks. Using the ship's hidden systems, he deployed an energy net that wrapped around the enemy vessel, short-circuiting its weapons. The flagship shuddered as Aaron focused, pushing the warship to its limits. The alien warlord could not comprehend what was happening. His fleet, despite superior numbers, began to retreat in confusion. When the battle ended, Aaron floated in the command room, exhausted but triumphant. The warship hummed softly as if proud. "You have done well, human. Today, the galaxy witnessed what humanity can achieve." Aaron nodded, realizing the truth of it. This was not just a weapon. It was a statement. Aliens had long dismissed humans as weak, unpredictable, and fragile. But humans were clever, adaptable, and fearless in ways no machine could anticipate. Together, he and the warship had proven that even in a galaxy of ancient superpowers, humanity could rise above. Days passed, and Aaron continued to refine the warship. He built new systems, integrating human designs with the alien technology. He developed faster engines, energy weapons that could target multiple enemies at once, and shields that could adapt in real time. Each day, the bond between human and warship grew stronger. Aaron could feel it thinking with him, responding to his intentions before he even spoke. The next challenge came from within human space. Some factions feared the warship and the human who controlled it. A fleet of human mercenaries attempted to intercept Aaron, believing they could seize the vessel for their own gain. But Aaron approached with calm authority. He did not attack immediately. Instead, he demonstrated the ship's power, disabling their weapons without causing permanent harm. The mercenaries were awed, not by destruction, but by strategy. They realized that Aaron was not a tyrant. He fought for protection, for humanity, and for justice. They backed down, pledging allegiance or at least neutrality. Aaron had proven that humans were not just capable of surviving in the galaxy. They could lead, protect, and innovate beyond any expectation. Months passed, and Aaron became a legend. Human colonies that had once been easy targets now thrived under the warship's silent protection. Pirates learned to avoid sectors where the ship patrolled. Alien warlords reconsidered direct attacks, wary of the human who had tamed a vessel older than the galaxy itself. Yet, Aaron never lost humility. He understood that the warship was powerful, but it was not invincible. He continued to learn, experimenting with new tactics, sometimes risking himself in ways that terrified even the ship. And each time it responded not just as a weapon but as a partner. Then a new threat emerged. A coalition of alien civilizations, previously rivals, had united to challenge the human and his warship. Their fleets were massive, engines blazing, weapons humming with deadly energy. Aaron stood on the bridge, the hum of the warship vibrating through him. "This will be the ultimate test," it said. The battle began with a storm of fire and energy. The coalition believed that numbers and experience would overwhelm him. But Aaron had something they could not predict: ingenuity, unpredictability, and the unique bond with the warship. He maneuvered through the fleet with precision, using the ship's systems to create illusions, deploy traps, and target key ships. Each victory was calculated, each move a lesson in human creativity. When the flagship of the coalition, a massive vessel designed to destroy worlds, approached, Aaron acted decisively. Using a combination of human-engineered energy arrays and the warship's ancient systems, he incapacitated the flagship's engines and weapons. The alien commanders were forced to retreat. Humanity had survived, and not only survived, it had triumphed. In the aftermath, Aaron realized something profound. The warship had been waiting for someone who could awaken its true potential. It had found that in him. But more importantly, it had revealed the truth about humanity. No matter the odds, humans could adapt, overcome, and even command the mightiest forces in the galaxy. Standing on the bridge, looking out at the stars, Aaron felt pride not in power but in possibility. The warship hummed beside him, alive and aware, its systems responding to his thoughts as if it had always belonged to him. Together they were guardians, innovators, and protectors. "The galaxy thinks it knows humans," the warship said softly. "It does not. And we will show them." Aaron smiled, feeling the hum of energy beneath his feet. "Yes, we will show them." And so the sleeping warship, awakened by human hands, became the mightiest weapon in the stars, not to dominate, but to protect. Its legend spread across the galaxy, inspiring fear in enemies and hope in the defenseless. But more importantly, it proved one undeniable truth. In the vast, indifferent cosmos, humanity's courage, intelligence, and ingenuity were forces even the stars could not ignore. Above them, the galaxy continued its endless dance, unaware that a new power had risen, not alien, not machine, but human. And together, human and warship, they were ready for whatever challenges awaited.